Level of the ladder, Heaven's Gate goes in there, the red light appearing, and they're set at the 1600. Racing, Jazz Para was the first to bounce out from Spirit and Fire, and also going out very quickly is Heaven's Gate looking for the lead. And over on the outside, Toll Man a little wide as they try and sort themselves out where no one's that anxious to lead. Jazz Para has found itself in front of Spirit and Fire. Pateman may have to go forward with Toll Man and get up outside of the pacemaker and may in fact search for the front. In behind them came Mr. Cunifer, Universal May, three wide trailing in a modestly run race at this stage is Utgard Loki. Dark Choice settled back on the rails, and then three quarters You're Dreaming with Aconite last of all. Onto the riverside with 1,000 metres to travel, and Jazz Para down on the inside held the front from the favourite Toll Man, who's gone up there easily into second spot at his girth. A length and a half away then is Mr. Cunifer. Over on the outside, Heaven's Gate, Spirit and Fire thrusting its head around there, not happy at all with the muddling pace. The rider had to stand up in the stirrups there, check it off heels. Going around them now is Utgard Loki. Over on the fence, Universal May from Dark Choice peeling off around them now with a bit of cover as You're Dreaming, and Aconite is last of all when they approach the corner at the 500. Jazz Para will set sail for the judge, three quarters the favourite Toll Man. A length and a half to Mr. Cunifer. Being put into the race now is Utgard Loki around them. You're Dreaming trailed it wider out from Dark Choice, searching for a run. Toll Man reached the lead. Here's Utgard Loki chiming in. Mr. Cunifer got a split between them though. Further back, You're Dreaming Aconite from last. Wider out though, Utgard Loki reached the lead from Mr. Cunifer. Here's Aconite flying down the extreme outside. Mr. Cunifer kicks on the inside, grabs the lead from Utgard Loki and Mr. Cunifer. Mr. Cunifer's got there from Utgard Loki. Aconite from last running on Toll Man. Just raced a little flat in the straight. Back behind them, fourth home, Dark Choice, You're Dreaming, followed by Jazz Para. And the last trio home, they included Universal May, Spirit and Fire, and Heaven's Gate had rounded them all up at the tail. Number 4's the winner, Mr. Cunifer. Ridden by the Fish. Jay Whiting aboard here. Finishes too strongly for Utgard Loki in a very sluggishly run 1600 where they've clocked 1:38.39. They just dawdled around like a point to point. And Mr. Cunifer got the beautiful run through on the inside. Utgard Loki three deep with a bit of cover. Toll Man gave naught when the sprint went on. Disappointing on face value. A very good run, Aconite, against the tempo of the race from last. Charging home into third placing with Toll Man yielding fourth. 4-7-1-3, Mr. Cunifer by Blackfriars out of the Bletchley Park mare Snacking for Liz Watkins and Maz Kadura. Prepared in the southwest by Bruce Watkins. Jason Whiting aboard, gets there by half a length. It's a long neck second and third, and they've rushed home in 34.73. The runner-up, Utgard Loki by Frost Giant from Twinkle Toes, Lucy and Justin Warwick, and Aconite by Discourse out of Truancy, Brett Pope, Troy Turner in third place. So Toll Man, after working up to the breeze, the fave hasn't fired a shot and really just paddled home and has scraped into fourth placing there. Mr. Cunifer getting the right run at the right time and was able to finish off the race particularly well. Second to Deputano at his most recent run. He's got a very good strike rate. That's his fourth victory in 8, so you can't ask for much more than a 50% winning strike rate, but he was a bit unwanted in the market this afternoon, getting out to about $12 on the SP. Utgard Loki $3.70 and Aconite at $26. So we move on to race number 6, the Byron Bay Premium Lager Handicap. Race 6 today, the first leg of the quaddies at 5 after 4. Number 10's out Discoville. Stephen Parnham rides number 3, Royal Rumble, which is racing first up. In the meantime, let's go down to the enclosure, and we've got Scotty Embry. He's joining winning trainer Brucey Watkins.
Thanks, Darren. I've got Bruce with me after the win of Mr. Cunifer, who's starting to go through the grades very impressively. Bruce, having a look at him, he's a wonderful looking horse until you get to his legs.
That's right. But so far he's been sound, so yeah, I didn't race him until he's 4-year-old. We give him plenty of time, and yeah, hopefully he'll go on and stand up for a lot longer.
You gave him that little freshen up earlier on. What was the thinking behind that?
No, we had a couple little things. He had a bruise in his heel and that, so I hadn't really planned on... Well, I did give him that month off before he runs second the other day, and then yeah, but this last month between runs wasn't planned, but it didn't seem to hurt him.
Where do you take him to next, and what sort of distance range do you reckon he'll get?
I think he'll get over ground down the track, everything else out of the mare. Like they seem to be winning over more ground, so I'm hoping down the track we'll step him up. Yep.
And what about yourself? You've had a couple of tough times with a bit of health. How are you now?
Yeah, all good now, back in the saddle, and yeah, no, feeling real good.
Congratulations, Bruce. It's wonderful to see you here winning races on a Saturday. Well done.
Right, thanks very much.
There's Bruce Watkins with the win of Mr. Cunifer here. The numbers are 4, 7, 1 and 3. We'll get a word with Jason Whiting after he weighs in. Number 7 in second, Utgard Loki did it quite tough out there, 3 wide the trip. Had a little bit of cover but loomed up very strongly. Here's winning him just around the corner, also considering that he's just a Class 1 galloper. Number 1, Aconite, she's going super at the moment. 59 kilos from last was a really good effort for her, dropping back 1,800 back to a mile. And number 3, Tollman, given every possible by Mitchell Pateman. It was a strangely run race, but he sat outside the leader, looked to be going well before the home corner, but didn't have a whole lot to give in the straight. 4, 7, 1 and 3. We'll grab the fish, Jason Whiting, for a word after the win here of Mr. Cunifer. He just weighed in. He's having a chat with Chief Steward Brad Lewis, and then we'll see what he thinks about this galloper, who's only lightly raced by Bruce Watkins, but he's certainly got his fair share of wins behind him now, and he's going through the grades quite well. Jason, what was your game plan going into the race? Gate number 1 could have been a little bit of a worry for him, knowing how he races.
Yeah, no, it's always a sort of bit worry. He's probably never the cleanest to sort of get out and gather speed, but when that sort of one from 2 kept rolling forward, it was just enabled me to sort of keep rolling forward as well and take up a nice spot.
Looked like a slowly run race to the eye. What was it like out there?
Yeah, I don't think they were breaking records, but I don't think they were walking either. But he's a pretty cruisy dude. He just sort of pokes along until you ask him to get dinkum, and yeah, no, all unfolded well.
Bruce is hoping to stretch him out over a little bit further. Does he give that feel?
He does. He feels like he just relaxes and does everything right. And he gives you the feel that he'll go further. So touch wood he can.
Safe to make up in the big race today. What are your expectations?
She ran a handy enough little race the other day. If she can run out of 22 and run the similar race, and hopefully she's not far away.
Congratulations, Jason.
Cheers, thanks.
There's Jason Whiting with the win of Mr. Cunifer, 4, 7, 1 and 3 after the Sonia handicap.